Have you ever felt lost in life? Like you're wandering without direction, waking up each day, going through the motions, yet deep inside something feels missing. Maybe you're working hard, but it feels like a meaningless cycle. Just another paycheck, just another day. There comes a point in every person's life when they stop and ask, why am I here? What is my purpose? It's a question that has troubled hearts and minds for centuries, and many have spent their entire lives searching for an answer. Some look for it in their careers, hoping that success will bring meaning. Others search for it in relationships, believing that love alone will give them fulfillment. Some chase after wealth, thinking that financial security will bring them peace. Yet, time and time again, people achieve these things and still feel empty inside. The feeling of being lost in life often stems from a misunderstanding of purpose. Many people believe that purpose is something they must create for themselves, something they must figure out by trial and error. They think that if they just find the right job, the right passion, or the right path, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, purpose is not something we create, it is something we discover. It is already there, waiting for us to step into it. Purpose is not about what we do, it's about why we do it. In the world today, people are told that their worth is measured by their achievements. Society glorifies success, status, and productivity, leading many to believe that their purpose must be tied to their career or accomplishments. But what happens when the job is lost? What happens when retirement comes? If a person's entire identity is wrapped up in what they do, then when that is taken away, they are left feeling lost, empty, and without direction. This is why so many people, even those who appear successful on the outside, struggle with a deep sense of dissatisfaction. True purpose goes beyond career and material success. It is rooted in something far deeper than external achievements. It is connected to the unique gifts, talents, and passions that each person has been given. No two people are alike, and that is not by accident. Each person has been created with a specific design, meant to contribute something meaningful to the world. The challenge is not in creating purpose, but in aligning one's life with the purpose that already exists. Many people make the mistake of looking for purpose in temporary things. They chase after recognition, thinking that being admired will give them meaning. They strive for comfort, believing that a life of ease will bring contentment. But none of these things last. The admiration of others fades, money comes and goes, and comfort never truly satisfies. The only way to find lasting purpose is to look beyond the temporary and seek something eternal. Purpose is also not limited to a single role or job. Some people believe that if they are not in their dream career, then their life has no purpose. But purpose is not confined to a title or position. A person can be living out their purpose whether they are a teacher, a janitor, a doctor, or a stay-at-home parent. What matters is not what one does, but how and why they do it. Purpose is found in serving others, in making a difference, no matter how big or small. A simple act of kindness, a word of encouragement, or a job well done can all be ways of living out one's purpose. The search for purpose is not about striving or struggling to create meaning. It is about recognizing that life itself has meaning and that every person has a role to play in a greater plan. It is about understanding that even the small, ordinary moments of life are part of something much bigger. The key is not in trying to control or manufacture purpose, but in trusting that it is already there, waiting to be embraced. Work is often seen as a necessity, something we do to earn a living, pay bills, and survive. For many, it becomes a routine, a cycle of waking up, going to work, and coming home, only to repeat the process the next day. Over time, this can lead to a sense of frustration and emptiness. The idea of work as a burden, something to endure rather than embrace, is a common mindset. But what if work was meant to be more than that? What if it was not just a job, but a calling? A calling is more than just a career or profession. It is a purpose that goes beyond a paycheck. It is the understanding that work is not just about what we do, but about how we do it and why. A job may feel temporary, but a calling gives a deeper sense of meaning. When work is seen as a calling, it becomes an opportunity to contribute, to serve, and to make a difference. It transforms from something we have to do into something we get to do. Many people believe that only certain professions, such as ministry, medicine, or charity work, can be considered a calling. But the truth is, every job can have purpose when approached with the right mindset. Whether someone is a teacher, a mechanic, a janitor, or a CEO, they have the ability to impact lives through their work. A doctor may save lives through surgery, but a janitor who cleans a hospital with care ensures that patients recover in a safe and healthy environment. A teacher may educate a classroom, but a mechanic who repairs a school bus ensures that children get to school safely. When work is seen as a calling, no task is too small and no role is insignificant. When people work only for money, they often feel unfulfilled, no matter how much they earn. Money may provide comfort, but it does not bring lasting satisfaction. Those who find meaning in their work, however, experience a deeper joy that goes beyond financial rewards. They understand that their work is about more than personal gain. It is about serving others and fulfilling a greater purpose. This perspective brings a sense of joy and fulfillment that cannot be bought. Seeing work as a calling also changes the way challenges are faced. Every job comes with difficulties, long hours, demanding tasks, or difficult people. When work is just a job, these challenges become sources of frustration and resentment. But when work is a calling, challenges become opportunities for growth. Difficulties are no longer obstacles, but moments to build character, patience, and perseverance. Instead of complaining, a person with a sense of calling asks, how can I grow through this? How can I use this experience to help others? Another powerful aspect of seeing work as a calling is the realization that work is an act of service. It is not just about personal success, but about making a difference. The greatest satisfaction in life does not come from what we receive, but from what we give. A job done with excellence, integrity, and care becomes a service to others. Whether it is a chef preparing a meal, a builder constructing a home, or a nurse caring for a patient, every task done with purpose has the power to bless and uplift others. This perspective on work also brings a sense of responsibility. A calling is not something to be taken lightly. It is a privilege to contribute to the world through work. When people embrace their work as a calling, they put in their best effort, not just for recognition or reward, but because they understand that their work matters. Even in the smallest details, excellence becomes an offering, a way of showing gratitude for the opportunity to serve. When work is seen as a calling, it no longer becomes just a means to an end. It is not simply about surviving, it is about thriving. It is about finding joy in the work itself, knowing that every effort, no matter how small, is part of something bigger. It is about embracing the opportunity to serve, to grow, and to live with purpose every single day. Faith is often seen as something passive, a belief that things will work out on their own. Many people think that if they just pray hard enough or believe strongly enough, everything will fall into place. While faith is essential, it is never meant to stand alone. Faith and action must go together. One without the other is incomplete. Faith gives us the vision to see what is possible, but action is what brings that vision to life. It is through action that faith is made real. Too often, people wait for perfect conditions before they take a step forward. They say, I'll move when I get a clear sign, or I'll start when I feel ready. But faith is not about waiting for certainty. It is about trusting even when we cannot see the whole picture. It is about stepping out even when the outcome is uncertain. Faith does not remove obstacles. It gives the strength to move through them. But if a person has faith without action, they will remain stuck, always waiting, but never moving forward. Throughout history, great achievements have always been the result of both faith and action. People who changed the world did not sit back and hope for things to improve. They believed in a better future, but they also worked for it. Faith gave them the courage to dream big, but action turned those dreams into reality. Those who build, create, lead, and serve are people who understand that faith is the foundation, but action is the structure that stands upon it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that faith means life will be easy. They believe that if they trust enough, doors will open effortlessly and the path will be smooth. But true faith is not about avoiding struggles. It is about pushing forward despite them. Action requires effort, persistence, and determination. Many times, the first step is the hardest because fear tries to hold us back. But faith calls us to step forward even when we are afraid. It tells us that we do not need to see the entire staircase, we only need to take the next step. Another danger of faith without action is that it leads to complacency. It is easy to say, I have faith that things will change, but if that faith does not lead to effort, nothing will happen. A person may believe they are meant to help others, but if they never take action, that belief remains just an idea. Someone may trust that they are capable of more, but if they never take steps toward growth, their potential remains unrealized. Faith without action is like a seed that is never planted. It has the potential for life, but it will never grow unless it is placed in the soil and nurtured. At the same time, action without faith can lead to exhaustion and frustration. People who rely only on their own strength often find themselves worn out, discouraged, and defeated. When challenges arise, they feel overwhelmed because they are carrying the weight alone. But when faith is combined with action, there is a source of strength beyond human effort. Faith reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that there is a purpose greater than ourselves, and that even in difficulty there is hope. The most powerful lives are those that are built on both faith and action. Faith gives the courage to dream, and action brings those dreams to life. Faith provides hope in the face of obstacles, and action turns that hope into progress. Faith without action is empty, and action without faith is directionless. But together they create a life of purpose, strength, and impact. Those who move forward with both faith and action will not only find meaning in their own lives, but will also inspire and uplift those around them. Fear and doubt are two of the greatest obstacles that hold people back from living the life they were meant to live. They whisper lies, telling people they are not good enough, not strong enough, and not capable of achieving their dreams. Fear makes people hesitate, while doubt convinces them that failure is inevitable. Together, they create a prison that keeps people stuck in the same place, afraid to step into the unknown. But fear and doubt do not have to control a person's life. They can be overcome with courage, faith, and action. Fear often appears when people are faced with uncertainty. It tells them that stepping out is too risky, that staying where they are is safe. But the truth is, real growth only happens outside of comfort zones. Those who never take risks never discover what they are truly capable of. Fear will always be there when facing something new, but it should never be the deciding factor. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the choice to move forward despite it. Every great achievement in history happened because someone decided to push past their fear. Doubt, on the other hand, attacks from within. It makes people question their abilities, their worth, and their potential. It fills their minds with what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I am not good enough? But doubt is nothing more than an illusion. It magnifies weaknesses and makes people forget their strengths. The truth is, everyone has potential far greater than they realize. The only way to overcome doubt is to take action in spite of it. Confidence does not come before action, it comes because of action. The more a person steps out and faces challenges, the more their doubt begins to fade. One of the biggest lies that fear and doubt tell people is that they must have everything figured out before they start. Many wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstance, but there is no perfect moment. If a person waits until they feel completely ready, they will never move. Progress happens one step at a time. The most successful people in the world did not start with all the answers. They started with a willingness to try. Every step taken in faith weakens fear and strengthens confidence. Fear and doubt often grow stronger in isolation. When people keep their struggles to themselves, they give fear more power. But when they surround themselves with encouragement, support, and truth, fear loses its grip. Speaking out fears and doubts to someone trustworthy can take away their power. Encouragement from others can provide strength in moments of weakness. No one has to fight fear and doubt alone. Seeking wisdom and guidance from those who have walked the path before can make all the difference. Another powerful way to overcome fear and doubt is to focus on past victories. Every person has faced challenges before and overcome them. Looking back at moments of perseverance and strength can serve as a reminder that if they conquered obstacles in the past, they can do it again. Fear and doubt try to make people forget how far they have already come. Keeping a record of achievements, no matter how small, can be a source of motivation during difficult times. Fear and doubt will always try to stop progress, but they do not have the final say. They only have power when they are believed. The moment a person decides to take action despite fear, they take back control. Each step forward weakens fear's hold and builds a foundation of confidence. Overcoming fear and doubt is not about eliminating them completely, but about refusing to let them dictate choices. Those who push past their fears will discover a life filled with purpose, growth, and strength they never knew they had. Many people spend their lives searching for fulfillment. They chase success, wealth, recognition, and comfort, believing that these things will bring lasting happiness. Yet time and time again, people who seem to have everything still feel empty inside. No amount of money, fame, or power can truly satisfy the deepest needs of the human heart. True fulfillment does not come from what we gain for ourselves, but from what we give to others. A life lived in service to others is a life of purpose, meaning, and joy. Serving others shifts the focus away from selfish desires and towards something greater. When people live only for themselves, they often feel a sense of isolation and dissatisfaction. They may achieve their personal goals, but something still feels missing. That is because human beings were not designed to live only for themselves. They were created to love, to give, and to serve. There is an unexplainable joy that comes from knowing that one's actions have made a difference in someone else's life. One of the most powerful truths about serving others is that it does not require wealth, status, or special skills. Anyone, regardless of their background or position, can make an impact. A kind word, a helping hand, or a simple act of generosity can change someone's day or even their entire life. It is not about the size of the act, but the heart behind it. A smile, a listening ear, or a moment of encouragement can mean more to someone than we realize. Serving others also helps to put life's struggles into perspective. Many people become consumed by their own problems, feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. But when they shift their focus to helping others, they begin to see that they are not alone in their struggle. They realize that others are facing challenges as well, and that they have the power to bring comfort and hope. Helping others does not take away personal difficulties, but it does bring a sense of purpose in the midst of them. There is also great strength in serving. Some of the most resilient and joyful people are those who dedicate their lives to helping others, even in the face of their own hardships. They understand that fulfillment does not come from an easy life, but from a meaningful one. When people serve, they find that they are not just giving, they are also receiving. They receive a sense of connection, purpose, and joy that cannot be found anywhere else. A life centered on service creates a ripple effect. One act of kindness can inspire another. A single moment of generosity can spread far beyond what was imagined. People who serve become examples to those around them, encouraging others to do the same. The impact of serving is not limited to the present moment. It can leave a lasting legacy. The greatest leaders, mentors, and role models throughout history were not those who sought only to benefit themselves, but those who dedicated their lives to lifting others up. Many people hesitate to serve because they feel they do not have enough to give. They believe they must wait until they are more successful, wealthier, or in a better place in life. But serving is not about having much. It is about doing much with what is already in hand. Every person has something to offer, whether it is time, encouragement, knowledge, or simply a heart willing to care. True fulfillment is not found in what is acquired, but in what is given. A life of service is a life of joy, connection, and purpose. When people stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "How can I give?" they discover the deep satisfaction that comes from making a difference. They find that in serving others, they are also serving a greater purpose, one that brings meaning beyond anything the world can offer. Life is filled with uncertainty, and at times it can feel like everything is out of control. People struggle with questions about their future, their purpose, and their direction. Some feel lost, wondering if their lives have any meaning at all. Others feel stuck, unsure of what steps to take next. But no matter how confusing or difficult life may seem, there is a greater truth. God has a plan for every person. His plan is not random or accidental. It is intentional, purposeful, and designed for good. Many people believe they have to figure everything out on their own. They carry the weight of their decisions, fearing that one wrong move will ruin everything. But the truth is, life is not a series of accidents. It is part of a divine design, a journey guided by a higher purpose. Even when circumstances do not make sense, God is at work, weaving together every experience, every challenge, and every victory into something meaningful. He sees the bigger picture when all we can see is the moment we are in. Doubt often creeps in when things do not go according to plan. People may question whether God truly has a purpose for them when they face setbacks, failures, or heartbreak. They may look at their mistakes and believe they have strayed too far from His plan. But no failure is too great to undo His purpose. No mistake is beyond His ability to redeem. God's plan is not fragile. It is strong enough to withstand every misstep, every challenge, and every detour. Even when life takes unexpected turns, God is still leading the way. One of the greatest struggles people face is comparing their journey to others. They see someone else succeeding and they wonder why their own life looks different. They question whether they are on the right path. But God's plan is unique for each person. No two lives are meant to be the same. What He has prepared for one person is not the same as what He has prepared for another. Each journey is different because each purpose is. Trusting God's plan means letting go of comparison and embracing the path He has set before us. Often, people expect God's plan to be revealed all at once. They want to see the full picture, to know exactly what is coming next. But God does not always work that way. Instead of showing the whole road ahead, He often reveals just the next step. He calls people to walk by faith, trusting that He will guide them as they move forward. Faith is not about knowing every detail. It is about believing that He is leading the way, even when the future is unclear. God's plan is not just about personal success or happiness. It is about impact. Each person has been created with gifts, talents, and a purpose that is meant to bless others. When people step into God's plan, they find not only fulfillment for themselves, but also the ability to make a difference in the lives of others. His plan is always bigger than one person. It is part of a greater story, one that brings light, hope, and transformation to the world. Even in the hardest moments, when it feels like everything is falling apart, God is still working. What seems like a setback may actually be a setup for something greater. What feels like a closed door may be His way of redirecting towards something better. Trusting His plan means believing that nothing is wasted, that every season, whether joyful or painful, is shaping and preparing for what is to come. God's plan is always for good, even when it is not immediately understood. He has a purpose for every life, a path that leads to hope, fulfillment, and meaning. When people surrender their fears, doubts, and uncertainties to Him, they discover that they were never alone in their journey. They were always being led by a loving and faithful hand, guiding them towards something greater than they could ever imagine. As you walk through life, remember that you are not navigating it alone. There is a purpose far greater than you can see at this moment, and every step you take is part of a beautiful divine plan. When fear and doubt try to hold you back, trust in the greater purpose that is unfolding before you. When challenges arise, know that they are shaping you for something greater. And when you feel lost or uncertain, remember that God has a plan for you, a plan filled with hope, purpose, and fulfillment. Keep walking in faith, knowing that each step brings you closer to the destiny that was always meant for you. Your life is not a series of random events. It is a journey filled with meaning, and you are right where you are meant to be. Embrace it, trust in it, and walk boldly toward the future God has prepared for you.